Alright, on the bench, guys, we have two Cobra 29 Nightwatches. This is a brand new, just taken out of the box. And this one is from 2008, according to the date stamp on the back of it. So, both these radios belong to a local trucking company. I actually have several trucking companies that use me for their CB services. But they purchased this one for myself. They wanted me to basically do like a quality control, go right through it. It's something I do, even with the new radios. So yeah, so they purchased this one from myself, and I'm basically going to be doing a quality control, making sure that everything is up to spec. And then they told me to go right through this one. So this one was one that was in one of their Peterbilts that they had ordered, and they just wanted me to basically freshen it up. I had warned, I guess you could say warned, but I told the owner of the company that these night watches just don't last. And if you really like the Cobras, to go with just, a regular 29 classic. But he insisted on getting the night watch, and that's fine. As I just want to make sure that my customers are aware of, the I guess you could say the inability of Cobra to make the night watch last. But anyway, moving on. This is the FM version. So he wanted the FM. So you press the button, you can see the little dot shows up, indicating that it's on FM. And from now on, he's going to start having all of his trucks go to FM. But this one was ordered with the truck, so he's got a Peterbilt. I think it's actually the same year as this, 2008 Peterbilt. And so when you order trucks, doesn't matter what it is, Peterbilts, Kenworth, Max, whatever, you spec out the truck. You get the suspension you want, the engine you want, transmission you want. You can also spec out whether you want the truck wired for a CB, meaning that they'll run the antennas, they'll run the coax, they'll run the power, up to the console or wherever, wherever the radio goes in the cab. And then usually the dealer will put in the radio. And if you don't specify what radio you want when you order your truck, chances are they're just going to grab something right off the shelf, and it's usually going to be a Cobra. Especially if the dealership has their own like CB area, which a lot of truck dealerships do. Where you can buy antennas, mics, clips, radios. They're going to have the basic radios, nothing crazy. They're going to have the Cobras. I mean, some places will have the Strikers and the Galaxies, but chances are they're going to grab a Cobra 29 off the shelf. Doesn't matter if it's a night watch or a classic, whatever, and they're going to throw it in the truck. And this is what this one is. So he wanted me to go through this one. He realized that there's no fixing the night watch, and then basically just do a check to make sure that this one is up to spec. So it's something that I suggest everyone doing. If you can just you purchase a radio, hopefully you ordered it from your tech, give your tech a little bit of, support. But even if you purchase it on your own, nowadays it's good to have the radio checked out, because I've opened, especially with the Cobras, I've opened them up and there's been wires unsoldered. I've seen them as low as 3 watts, dead key. It's just inconsistent. And it's not just Cobra, it's all across the board. You can open up your Striker and, your Galaxies and your Rangers or whatever else, the black box export radios, it doesn't matter, Unitons. The quality control has just gone, down the tubes. So, it's a service that I offer to all my customers, and if you purchase the radios from myself, it's normally a free service I offer. So let's get to it. Basically, we're going to do a sensitivity test We're going to do an output test. Same with this. This radio, you know, it's a well taken care of radio. You can see there's not a scratch on it. And it's a shame that the Nightwatch just fails on these consistently, especially in a truck. I don't know how long the Nightwatch hasn't been working on this. But it's a shame because this radio, you can see it's not a scratch on it. You know, it's a shame. But let's get to it. Let's do we'll do an output test. See how much, you know, what's the watts on this one. We'll do the output test on this, see what we're doing for PEP on both of these units, and we'll take it from there. We'll do a sensitivity test after that, and make any adjustments to what we need to do. All right, guys, stand by. All right, let's see what we're doing for power here on this brand new out-of-the-box 29 Nightwatch. So let's go to the MFJ meter. And wow, look at that, huh? See, this is what I'm talking about. What is that? About 3.5? Dead key? That's horrible. That is horrible. From a brand new unit. That's horrible. Alright, this is what I'm talking about. This is why, you know, your average person would just open up the box, throw it in their truck, call it a day, and not even realize that it's actually underpowered. But, alright. Yeah, about 3.5 watt dead key. Audio, 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 audio. We're just swinging just over 10. That's pretty horrible. And so on FM, you're just going to get a carrier. And you're not going to see modulation on the meter. That's just how FM works. See, I can talk into the mic and nothing's changing. Audio, audio, audio. That's how FM works. That's normal. All right, so that's that radio. See, this is again, this is why it's always good to have your tech go through even the new radios. I can't believe that right out of the box this thing's only swinging to just over 10 and dead key at 3.5. All right. Let's see how this one's doing. We get these coax swapped over. Alright, I just swapped radios over from one side to the other because I'm having some coax issues. So my coax cable here is a little short, but swapped it over. And so let's see what we're doing for power. Let's put this up here. Look at that, that's more like it, huh? 4.5, just under 5 watt dead key. So this radio is untouched as well. Yeah, no one's been in here. Well, that's what I've been told. I haven't opened it up yet, but you can kind of tell the difference already between quality control on an older unit versus a new one. All right, let's see what she's swinging. PEP. Audio. Audio, audio, audio. That's more like it, huh? Alright, just around 25 PEP. And that's what you should normally be getting out of these 29s. Doesn't matter if it's a Nightwatch or a Classic, you know, you should be getting exactly what this one's putting out. So, alright, let's get both these units on sensitivity test, and then we'll open them up and see what's going on, and get this one up to snuff. Alright, let's do a sensitivity test here on both these units. Alright, I got the older unit here hooked up to the syn adder, and so we got 12 dB of syn add, and that's at minus 110, 11, 12, 13, 14. So minus 114 dBm, 12 dB of synad. So this thing's got really good ears. This is an awesome receiving radio. So I'd have to say right off the bat, this radio basically needs nothing. I would just leave this thing alone, honestly. But I'll open it up and make sure everything is cool. I don't think I'm going to find anything out of place with this one. Alright, let's get the other one on, and we'll see how good the brand new one is receiving. Alright, new one. A little less sensitivity. So we have minus 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 106 dBm. Minus 106 dBm, so not great. Definitely not great out of the box. I'd probably get a little bit more out of it, but again, just proof again that this is almost a necessity with these new radios. You know, get them inspected by your local tech, somebody you trust. Myself or somebody local, doesn't matter. So anyway, let's get these opened up, both of them. We'll check out the differences inside, because there are going to be differences. And we'll take it from there. So, moving on. Alright, so here's a side-by-side comparison of both the units. Obviously this is the brand new one, and this is the one that's a few years old. You can see still have the PLL, still have the mixer area. Both those ICs, IC3, still there. The transmit area is pretty much, the same on both units. The main difference here is going to be in the PLL area. This is no longer PLL synthesized. You can see it's missing. But we do have the, I don't know if you would call it microprocessed, but there's a onboard chip there under that dot that now does, replaces the PLL. And now we see we have these two circuit boards in place of the whole mixing area, PLL area, VCO area. So you can see quite a big difference in that area. But like I said, transmit, it's the same. Pretty much the same. You do have a couple of differences on the received side as well. But pretty much the same between both units. So yeah, and I don't see anything. You still have the wax on these adjustments. This thing's been untouched. So and you know what? It's transmitting well. It's receiving well. The only issue it has is, no Nightwatch glow, but it's a good working unit. We'll leave this alone for the guy and not mess with it. I don't think it's reached the age yet to have this recapped. I think it still has a few years left. And, yeah, so we're going to leave this alone. However, this guy here, we'll see in the transmit area if we can get a little bit more power out of her, and I think we can, and a little bit more receive. So let me get working on this particular unit here, and we'll take it from there. Let's see if we can get some more power out of her and a little bit more sensitivity out of her. Alright, let me get this thing adjusted. Alright, so I got this back on the signal generator, and we're going to follow step right there for RX sensitivity. And so we're going to set the signal generator 1 kilohertz tone at channel 19, 30% modulation with a 1 millivolt output level. And then we're going to adjust L1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this new radio doesn't have all of these. But I just want to show you how far off. So we do have L3 and L2. And you can just probably barely hear it. That's what we're doing with the Synad right now. But hopefully you guys can hear the difference. Alright, so now let's adjust this level here. So we're at minus 110, 11, 12. So we're already getting see if we can eke out a little bit more out of her. Minus 112 is the best I could get out of it. Alright guys, minus 112. Way better. That's way better. Alright, let me dig out this some of these transmit adjustments here and see if we can get better than 3.5 watts out of her. Alright, so I got all the wax dug out of L14 radio and way out of adjustment. I can't believe this is probably one of the worst radios I've seen as far as you know, right out of the box performance. But anyway guys, I dug that out, adjusted it, so now we have exactly 4 watt dead key. Audio, 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 and we're hitting almost 20 watts now PEP. That's a huge difference. Audio, actually hitting more than 20 watts. Audio, audio. So that shit looks on the scope here. Let me put a tone here. Looks great. Perfect modulation. I'd say that's it for this radio, guys. So just I guess you could say that this is just proof that, you know, a quality control by your local tech or somebody needs to be done on these new radios. You're just not getting the performance you should be getting out of these radios. You know, and you can argue, well, what's the difference between 3.5 or 4 watts? Well, you know, there is a difference, and you know, if you're allowed 4 watts, you know, you should be getting 4 watts. But I would also argue that probably the sensitivity, for me anyway, is a bigger issue than the output. Because you know, you want to hear what's going on out there. You know, I mean, I guess they're both important, but for me, not having the proper sensitivity come out of a new radio is it's just uncalled for. You know, but that's why you should have a tech you trust go through these new radios. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a Striker. I don't care if it's a Uniden, President, whatever it may be. You know, just right out of the box, these radios are not where they're supposed to be. I hope this video was informative. I hope you guys got something out of it. I don't normally say it, but like, subscribe, and you know, get the notifications for new videos that are coming out. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. So it occurred to me that I very rarely show you guys what these radios I work on look on the spectrum analyzer. So I just figured I'd tack this on the end of the other video clips, and you guys can actually see this new radio on the spectrum analyzer. So yeah, I got this thing set up on the spectrum analyzer through the RF sampler, and I got the camera on the tripod. So let's get you set up here. You can kind of see this spectrum analyzer. Alright, so that's keyed up. And we'll put a tone through the mic. Now I'll bring this out to the 54 megahertz. Harmonic. There it is. Nice and clean. I love this little spectrum analyzer. Does everything I need it to do. Alright guys, thanks for watching.